Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
Special Wednesday episode of Baseball is Dead. And it's sponsored by Knockaround Sunglasses. Quality, polarized, affordable shades, including new MLB and U.S. women's soccer team pairs. Check them out at knockaround.com. You know what, Jay? I feel like today might be the day.
Ooh, for what?
I feel like today might be the day to revisit a take from the past. I feel like today, I don't know, it just feels like the day. I mean, we've had, I don't know, the thought of revisiting this take on the table for, I don't know, a few weeks now, and it just didn't feel right. The timing didn't feel right. There were other things that kind of took the forefront of what the discussions were going to be on that particular show. But today, I woke up this morning and I was just like, today's the day. Today's the day. There's been takes when you Dallas, when you podcast for 7 years, you're going to say some things over the course of those 7 years where we kind of get to wait around and see if they truly age well. There's always the old adage on Twitter, well, that's not going to age well. Well, when you podcast for 7-8 seasons, then you can say that for sure, definitively, we know that take, that did not age well at all. I don't even know. This dates all the way back to the starting 9 days. I want to say it was probably 2018?
Yeah, real early.
Yeah. The Philadelphia Phillies made a free agent signing that some people thought was a good signing. Just really thought that it was a good one. We're not going to name names on who thought it was good, or we can get to all that.
They can figure it out. Yeah.
We're gonna have to dissect all of that. But Jake Arrieta signed with the Philadelphia Phillies on a free agent contract. And then Yu Darvish in the same offseason, well, he signed a free agent contract. That was with the Cubs?
Cubs.
Signed with the Chicago Cubs. And there was a debate broke out on our old podcast. Not Baseball is Dead, but the one way before that. Old podcast. About which one of these free agent signings, which player was going to have the best career moving forward, who made the best, most responsible financial decision in regards to these two players, these two individuals. Both had, great peaks, but we're talking, financial commitments moving forward. Jay, do you have any thoughts on Darvish versus Arrieta from 5 years ago?
I mean, I'm just trying to put myself in my headspace back in 2018 and which answer I would have chosen. And I'm just so glad that it wasn't Jake Arrieta.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad. It would be a tough look.
That'd be a tough look.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going on 2 full seasons now that he has not even pitched in the major leagues.
Yep.
Which doesn't take away from that incredible peak, but yeah.
Yu Darvish he's active in the big leagues for sure.
You trying to say that he's not a serviceable pitcher in 2023?
No, I just said that he's active. We were talking about Jake Arrieta not playing, and I said Yu Darvish is definitely playing.
I mean, Yu Darvish, he's got a 4.65 this year, which is not great, but almost 200 innings last season, a 3.10 ERA for the Padres. This season, 91 innings, a 4.65 ERA with 98 strikeouts. Jake Arrieta as a Philly, a 4.36. Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to revisit the discussion because I feel like it's been enough time. It's been enough time. Because you did say,
I feel like there's probably ulterior motives here.
What do you mean? What? Like what? What?
I'm thinking if you find yourself at home late night by yourself, watching your team, and things aren't going well, you start to end up closer to the fetal position than you do with your arms stretched out comfortably. You start to look for those safety blankets that can keep you warm at night.
Like what?
Well, you know what? You know what? We may have just got shut out, but you know what? I think it's time. It's as good a time as any right now to go 7 years back. And I'd like to say something. If we remember, my assessment on Jake Arrieta at the point was him coming off a record-setting second half of the season, was coming off World Series championship. I mean, there was a lot. I mean, this guy was...
Yeah, he was coming off of that like 2 years prior.
Yeah.
No, well, he's coming off of it, Jay Hay, and continuing
Don't
to
mess
build.
with the timeline here. I don't want the listeners to think that somehow, oh, wait, when was Jake Arrieta really good? No. He won that Cy Young in 25th, or I'm sorry, he did not win the Cy Young. He had that miraculous second half. No, he did.
He did win the Cy Young.
He won the Cy Young.
Yeah. I always doubt myself.
And it was in part because of that ridiculous second
That was
half.
2015.
Yeah.
He signed with the Phillies in 2018.
Right.
Yeah, well, we had that discussion somewhere around 2017.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be very funny if we went back to that audio and we were talking about Jake Arrieta versus Yu Darvish, and someone was just like, Dallas, Jake Arrieta has a better chance of fucking hosting this podcast than he does at being better than Yu Darvish over the course of these contracts. There's just no way.
That would be funny.
It is when you look back on it. I feel like it's not even.
Remember too, like part of the
2020.
conversation was, and like by all means, let's understand. I'm not defending it. Part of the conversation was too that Darvish was struggling mightily in the postseason. Like there were like it was like, is this guy?
Well, the Astros were cheating.
Is this guy is he gonna ever get over the hump in terms of the postseason? And again, Arrieta, Cy Young, fucking World Series.
3 years.
Like, so you're thinking, all right. And also, if you remember at the time, that's when there was just so much talk and conversation about, wow, he keeps his body in incredible shape. He takes the baseball, blah, 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 like all the work he was doing on the reformer and Pilates and this and that. So, and if you, because I remember
a certain, I believe it was Sunday Night Baseball feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. About Jake Arrieta's flexibility.
And oh man, but yeah, it was and I did like to an extent. I would say, look, you need this guy because he's going to be physically prepared. Nobody more physically prepared to take on the daunting responsibilities of a Major League Baseball season. Blah 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 blah. And it was about Darvish for whatever reason not get it done in the postseason, and Jake Arrieta being a model of physical preparation for the baseball season. Well, not so much.
I know you can go nowhere basically but up from a 1.77 ERA, but it is kind of crazy how Arrieta's ERA from that point to the end of his career is just like, it's just like straight up. Like every year it got higher to the point where you don't see 7.39 ERAs in 24 starts very often. Like you don't get 24 starts if you have a 7-something ERA very often. That's a special way to go out in its own right. Like I think that's...
If you wanted to have some fun, Jay, you could probably look at the 7 years or look at the years from that point in time and look at Kershaw's numbers as well. Because as we know, Kershaw's ERA, his career ERA, has just continued to go down every year that he pitches. And to think that Arrieta from that 1.77 every year, it just went up.
All right, the numbers are in. That 7.39 ERA is tied for the fourth highest ERA in baseball history for anyone who got 24 or more starts. And the people ahead of him are a bunch of people that a guy named Les Sweetland and Claude Willoughby.
You don't know Big Sweet?
Oh, both from 1930. Yikes. Both on the same goddamn team, it looks like. That must have been a rough season.
Take job.
They went 52 and 102, so it was a rough season. The 1930 Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah. Well, Phillies
taken for the draft.
Phillies have been tanking for much of their franchise history, as it turns out. Anyway, yeah, no, good. So I win. You, Darvish. Thank you. That's awesome that Jared started the podcast this way.
Yeah.
I think it's a really uplifting start.
Yeah. Had no idea. No idea where this was coming from.
Good job, Jay.
Well, hey, don't sell yourself short, Jared.
Wow, what's up?
Weren't you on the side of Darvish as well?
Yeah, of course I was, but I was just
play the applause.
Yeah, no, I was just like, that guy's smarter than Dallas, so I'm going on this side of the fence. I was like, I have no fucking idea who's gonna be better, but yeah, I was definitely Team Darvish on that one.
That's good.
Yeah, there was he hit a home run last night, Jay. Because his career isn't over, I'm gonna give you this one. This argument is definitively over because Jake Arrieta has retired. But there's a take that you had. I want to say maybe it was in 2019 or it was around that time.
Okay.
You said that Gleyber Torres would.
Oh yeah, that one's dead in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, that he was the guy.
No.
No. I believe the take was.
Yeah.
No, I believe the take. I think the take was that he would end his career as the most valuable player on that current Yankees roster.
No, you said, and it was more. It wasn't necessarily
which means more than Judge is what's the embarrassing part about it, because I'm not sure anybody else really matters in that conversation anymore. But go ahead.
Gary Sanchez has feelings.
We covered Gary yesterday, and I gave him, or 2 days ago, I gave him plenty of credit. New Yachty. What's up, Jared?
I'll give you the out, in that it wasn't a take. It was more of a statistical analysis where, like, I don't even know what the stats were, but it was like Gleyber Torres, by his age 23 season, has done X, Y, and Z, and all the other players who have accomplished this ended up being in the Hall of Fame. So we'll see if Gleyber Torres ends up being in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, it is dead wrong, though. I appreciate you giving me an out, but like he's just not anywhere near the caliber of player Aaron Judge is, and like regardless of caveats, like Judge was on the team at that time and had produced his rookie season, so it's not like he was some completely unknown guy. I still go back and look at Gleyber's page, and it's like what exactly happened here? Because you really don't often see players age 21 and 22 in their first and second seasons in the middle of the infield, or whatever you think his ultimate defensive position should be, putting up the sort of power numbers that he did and home run totals, and then go on to never even approach those numbers again. Like, he's just never been anywhere near the same caliber of player. And like, you know, maybe it was a balls thing, because he's not the only guy who saw like inflated home run totals in and around that time who have not been able to replicate them since. And like, I'm not suggesting anything nefarious specific to Torres, but like, you know, smaller guy, like not a guy who was projected to hit 38 home runs in the major leagues, which he did his second season. But yeah, hugely disappointing.
Speaking of being hugely disappointing, the Yankees record without Aaron Judge is brought to you by DIRECTV, home to the most local MLB games. Shout out to DIRECTV. The Yankees without Aaron Judge have fallen to 20 and 27 this year.
Damn.
That's presented by DIRECTV. The Yankees are 20 and 27 without Aaron Judge in the lineup. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. That's what? That is a .425 winning percentage. So that is a 69 win pace. Yeah.
So have they decided, like, are they going to splint the toe? Are they going to wait it out a couple years? Like, what are we?
69 and 93 is the pace that this team is on without Aaron Judge. Woo! How's he? I saw him like taking batting practice, and he was running around like doing like defensive drills and everything. How do you? I don't know how. I don't even know that you would know the answer to this, Dallas. If you're out there taking batting practice and I like shagging flies and whatever else in the outfield, like
it's all about a balance. It's all about a balance. Can you handle the pain when you're making the movements? And can you handle the recovery after? And are you in a position the next day to go through whatever level of pain you go through to move? That is the simple question. And it's a simple answer. It's either yes or it's no, right? and if it ever gets to a maybe, well, then I'm sure you're probably erring on the side of, well, let's make sure that you're okay a year from now, as opposed to getting average at best production right now. That's not going to help us or lead us to where we need to be. And we run the risk of having a lesser than version of you sooner than we would have liked because we compromised the comeback on the toe.
It
so
is
if you can handle
crazy.
the swings, if you can handle the swings and you can handle the recovery, I think that's your first initial concern because you can what? You can DH him, right? But if you want him to go out there and play center field, Gold Glove caliber center field, well, now you have to look at this completely differently.
Not to give him any credit or anything, but my new favorite thing every night is watching Hubs's videos where he breaks down Aaron Boone's post-game press conferences and is able to tell you what he's going to say before he says it, and then he just says it every night. It's just, we got to be better. We got to be better. Like I think he even said something about we control our own destiny. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't. I think that's kind of just been like a staple of Aaron Boone press conferences over the years is he's going to have his guys back. If there's a poor decision made in game, he's just going to tell you, you can make the decision better when you're the Yankee manager. So it's quite the scene. Yankee fans are melting down. We even got requests, and I've already denied the access. We've gotten requests to open up the phone lines for Yankee fans.
Oh.
What, Dallas? They're in last place. You're going to tell me that a team with a $3 billion payroll that's in last place, that doesn't qualify for the phone lines?
I'm gonna tell you that if Dallas doesn't.
It's amazing that this is the same franchise fan base that when that one guy is healthy, they love everybody.
Yeah.
They love everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That ball's high. It is far. It is gone. It's a Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Does he, though?
I just think going back to the phone line thing, I think we do need to differentiate between it's understandable to be very disappointed and complain versus phone line worthy.
Oh, I
thought that was for like destitute franchises.
No, that's for like the sky is falling, please help us. And you can't tell me that that's not the situation in New York. Like with the payroll and the direction of that franchise. I mean, they are, you know what? Here's my next take.
It's not time yet. Jared. That's the thing is they could be on the cusp. We could be on the precipice of. But right now, they're going to have to feel every bit of the pain that they think they're going to feel.
I already said I denied access to the phone lines, but you can't tell me that they don't have a good case to submit. They do.
If they don't do anything at the deadline, I think I would be more receptive to this idea.
They're going to, you know what would be very funny is if they traded for Joey Gallo. Here's a guy who's been swinging a hot stick. Yeah, get him in here.
Yeah, I mean, what do Yankees fans expect right now? They think that they're going to be squarely in the middle of the Ohtani sweepstakes, and that's going to make everything better.
Well, they're not.
What do you mean?
They're not in the Ohtani sweepstakes.
Well, so what's the thought though? Where are you at? You want something to happen what do you need? You need something of, if we're talking phone lines, is there a move that the Yankees can make right now that would solve all of that?
Juan
Because,
Soto, I guess.
Hitting
but-
coach.
They
Hitting
need a
coach.
new hitting coach.
A new foot doctor and a hitting coach.
Yeah, they've got to do something. I had this tweet. I had this tweet sitting in my drafts. I didn't fire it off yet though, but I'll read it to you. I'll give you a sneak peek at this tweet that's sitting in my drafts. You know what? I might send it out right now. At what point do we start talking about Aaron Judge the same way that we talk about Mike Trout? A superstar player who willingly trapped himself within an incompetent franchise that is incapable of winning anything.
You know,
At what
Aaron
point
Judge
do we have
still
that
leads
conversation?
he leads the team in RBIs still. He's missed 49% of the season, and he leads the team in RBIs.
I gotta fire that tweet off because we put this episode out. Someone's gonna fucking copy pasta that tweet, and then they're gonna think that I copied him when really it was my brilliance. That tweet is gonna do big numbies. People are gonna be really upset about it.
I told you guys the Yankees weren't contenders.
They are or are not.
Are not. They're wheat
Um,
sauce.
Did anyone before the season pick the Yankees to win the division? No.
That's a good question. I doubt it.
No.
Who did you pick, Dallas?
I believe I picked the Blue Jays.
I don't think you did. By the way, when you laughed at me the last episode because I had the Blue Jays as my division winner, I had the AL East standings since Aaron Judge went down, and the Blue Jays were tied for first.
Hmm.
They're playing
You realize it doesn't
sneaky
really
good
count,
ball.
right?
Sneaky good ball. The Orioles 21-14, the Blue Jays 21-14, the Red Sox 21-16, the Rays 19-18, and then the Yankees 15-20. That was going into yesterday's slate. So, just saying, don't count out them Jays. Don't count out them Blue Jays. Jay, hey, I feel like you're counting out the Blue Jays.
No, I mean, I had them as my original pick. I'm not counting them out. I just, they're in third.
They're in third. Who do you think's the
They're
better
there.
team? Do you think the Red Sox are a better team than the Blue Jays?
No, I think the Blue Jays are better.
That's incorrect. Jake, do you think the Red
Oh,
Sox
shit.
are better than the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I got to go with the Red Sox.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes like Jay Hay will say some of the smartest shit I've ever heard in terms of baseball. And then other times you're just like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And that was one of those times. Yeah. Joseph.
Wait,
Joseph.
but whatever.
What do you have to say?
You have the Blue Jays, but you think the Red Sox are better.
No one ever gives me the chance to come off my AL East pick. I'm always the one
I
asking.
just did last episode.
Yeah,
What'd you
Joey
say? What'd
offers
you
it like
say?
every episode.
What'd you say, Joe?
I said you have the balls to fucking change your pick to the Rays. Now, I didn't give you the Red Sox option, but let's be honest. I don't think you're jumping onto the Red Sox. Do you want that opportunity right now? Congratulations. You have it. I'm offering you Red Sox for free. You can switch your pick.
Free.
Yeah.
It's a great time to buy low.
Yeah.
It's not buying low. You know what?
It's a great time to buy low.
I won't take the Red Sox to win the division, but I'll take the Red Sox to finish with a better record than Toronto.
I want to know, Mr. Jared Heim Bloom Carabas, the GM for the Red Sox right now.
Uh-huh.
You are him. Are
I
we
am
buying?
him.
Are you buying? Are the Red Sox buying at the deadline?
They're interested.
They're doing. Hey, fuck you, Dallas. They're doing both.
They're interested.
They're doing both.
So your strategy is to sell and buy.
That's what they did last deadline.
Sell high, buy low?
Buy low. What? Where? With what?
So you want to buy. Obviously, if you're buying, you want to buy low because you're the GM and you're a smart guy. You're the GM.
Uh-huh.
So don't tell me the Red Sox. This is what we did last year. I don't care what you're the Red Sox. You're in charge.
Well, it's a different year. It's a different year for the Red Sox because last year we had a lot of veteran tradable assets. This year is not really like that.
What do you mean? You could trade Kenley.
Yeah, but he's not a rental. I'm talking
You
rentals.
could trade Justin Turner.
He's not a rental either. Like Duvall's a rental. I mean, I'm not saying you can't trade those guys, but I'm talking like up at the end of the year rentals.
Isn't Justin Turner up at the end of the year?
I thought he signed for more than 1 year.
He got to play. He's got player options.
Yeah. He signed no,
But
a
if you
two-year
if you think the Red Sox are so good, then you should easily say that they should buy because they're gonna win the division. So why not buy?
I didn't say that they
Or
were.
are you
gonna
saying
win
they
the
don't even need to buy?
my first legal bet in the state of Massachusetts was Red Sox to make the playoffs. And I stand by that.
So you're buying or
Laugh all
selling,
you want.
bro?
Laugh all you want. Laugh all you want. The Atlanta Braves
You
first
just
team
won't
to
answer
score
the
13
question.
runs and fucking lose this year. That's a fact. You want to talk facts?
Well, yeah, well, the Braves are an embarrassment right now. I can't hide from that. I mean, they've fallen off so far.
I can't hide from that.
Everyone had them number one in the power rankings, and they
Yeah.
freaking they lose. They
lost.
lose a series, and they fucking lose again.
You afraid of them snakes?
No, I'm not afraid of the snakes.
You're
Good little
not
ball
afraid.
club over there. I'm not afraid of snakes. No.
So you just pat him on top of the head and say, "Cute little ball club you got here."
Yeah, the Rattler doesn't scare me. You can, yeah, save it.
That
buddy.
game was nuts. Christian
That
Walker,
was nuts.
2 bombs. Austin Riley, 2 bombs.
What was the final score? 16-13?
Something like that, yeah.
Sir.
16-13. The Atlanta Braves.
16-13. Not a single pitcher could get a single out the entire game.
The Atlanta Braves became the first team to score 13 runs and lose. It's tough.
Yeah, so just another crazy record for this crazy team that keeps doing unprecedented things at an historic pace.
Dallas, would you like to talk about the game last night?
It was a decent game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a decent game,
Yeah.
especially coming off of a game where you only got 1 hit the night before.
You did, yeah. You struck out, 18 times?
Just 18.
Quick 18?
Just 18. But that's what baseball does, is it provides you the opportunity to rebound, and that's exactly what happened. Right? Alex Cora was going to throw a whole pot of lefties at you, and they responded. Shout out Ryan Noda. I got to tell you this story. Before the game, taking ground balls, Ryan Noda wore one right off the fucking face. I'm talking full blown, hard hit ground ball, kind of one of those between where it was the fungo that got hit and a hard ground ball off the bat. So he had to move, ball hit him right in the jaw, and he just took a step or two back, kind of looked around, spit out a huge mouthful of blood. It was like, all right, let's just keep this going. Kept taking his ground balls, and it came in, and I was like, fuck, dude. He wore one. He essentially got punched in the face. Kept it going, and then hung in there, left on left, hit a homer. Blade hit a homer. I mean, it wasn't a raucously overly loud victory, Jared. It was,
No. Every time
3-0
they
shutout.
say Jay Blade on the broadcast,
JJ Blade.
yeah, I'll fucking it sounds wrong in my head. I'm waiting for them to be like JJ Blade, baby. You guys aren't saying it right. That's not his name.
It's fucking JJ Blade, baby. And he was hitting missiles. Yeah, he pumped one out left center.
Yeah.
It was a much needed victory. Obviously, after 8 losses in a row, those are never fun. Those kind of streaks. We've had a few of those this year. None of them have been enjoyable. But it was nice to see Luis Medina start to slice and dice the
Yeah,
way
he
he's
sucks.
capable of.
That was the first time that he looked like a competent pitcher all year.
Well, he actually set a career high in strikeouts last time against the Red Sox. So that's
like
not
4?
an accurate statement. 9. So it was just another step in the right direction from Medina. Is
Yeah,
what that
Jake,
was.
do we still take the series today? Probably.
Nope.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
No fucking chance.
No, I think that. Yeah,
No
that's probably how
chance.
that's gonna go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to my parlay hitting, and I have an SGP going for the Braves game. Get with that winning feeling from the gridiron to the diamond with and beyond with DraftKings Sportsbook. With money lines, props, parlays, and more, you can bet your favorite sports, take shots at huge wins. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Jared, Jared. New customers can score $150 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 on anything only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code Jared. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance, opt-in, and 10-plus leg requirement for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms. Hot start. Last night we saw the first hit, which also happened to be the first home run in the career of Christian Encarnacion Strand. That fucking
walk-off?
jersey is no, not a walk-off. Reds lost. That was another game where I think they scored 10 runs and they lost 11-10, which that makes more sense than what happened with the Atlanta Braves. Like the Cincinnati Reds, that's kind of how they're built, right? Like we have to score 10 runs, and if we don't, I don't know that we have much of a chance. And they've been stumbling out of the gate here in the second half. They have not like tonight. I mean, or last night they scored 10 runs. I think Votto went deep. But yeah, like that's a team where they need to score 6-7 runs to win. Their pitching just hasn't held up. I mean, pitching was fine enough in Milwaukee, but then the bats didn't do shit, literally, in that series against Milwaukee over the weekend. But I don't know. I feel like that. Where would you rank the Cincinnati Reds in terms of most intriguing teams to pay attention to at the trade deadline? Because I feel like they have it. Like there's something there to be able to contend in the postseason this year, but they've got to push the right buttons at the deadline. Is there a team that's more intriguing come deadline day than the Reds?
Well, intriguing because you're wondering which direction they're going to go as far as acquiring help.
Intriguing in terms of like this team has to be active. I wonder what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I think a lot of that has to do with the question marks surrounding the starting rotation. No?
Yeah.
Like what kind of help is out there available? And I mean, we've kicked the Giolitos and the Ceases and blah, blah. We've kicked those names around. But what are the Reds realistically willing to go and do? I think is the question. Because it's not like we've seen the Reds be that active in times like these. And then I guess you could say, well, when's the last time they've been in a spot like this?
I think it applies to all three of those like small mid-market teams that look like legitimate contenders that we maybe didn't expect in Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Arizona. Like I'm very curious about. I think if the Cincinnati's the most interesting, that's fine. Like I think all three of them are interesting to the same degree. I'm very intrigued to see whether any of those teams put some chips into the middle for this season. And, you know, I'm not talking about going and acquire Paul Goldschmidt from the Cardinals or something. That's not my expectation. But like somebody of impact, I'm interested to see whether any of those teams put some chips in, because they're all kind of at that point in the standings where you feel like an extra 2 2 to 3 wins could make a huge amount of difference in their fortunes. And so adding a player seems like it's a good leverage point. I don't know. We'll see.
But we've also, this is where we go back to the conversation on what these teams are willing to do, what they're willing to spend, what they're willing to give up for a little bit here over the next 2 months or so, when these are teams that, as far as those big contracts and those big lucrative deals, they're not playing in that pool. And it doesn't feel like these are teams that would not have an issue with staying where they're at, all things considered.
But that's why it's intriguing to me, because I think the easy path or the expected path for these teams, despite or maybe because of the fact they're contending, is to stand pat. And I am curious to see whether any of them step out of that comfort zone and say, we want to increase our championship odds this season at the expense of some future cost or future asset control or whatever.
It just doesn't.
They probably will not, but that's why it's interesting.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like any of those teams, because right now you're asking the Reds, do we want to make a move to win the division? We're 3 games out, 3 games out of the division, and you're in that same spot as far as the wild card goes. So you'd like to think that conversation would be an easier sell for that group. Like, hey, we could be in the division. We could also be talking about the wild card here. Like, is there an opportunity for us to get better and not feel like it's going to impact us over the long haul should we not hit? Like, can we make a viable move right now? Maybe that same conversation's being had with the Diamondbacks. Because where are the Diamondbacks at? They're sitting in the fucking second wild card spot right now, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
And they're all looking for the same thing, starting pitchers. And if you're looking at the freaking Red Sox, not the Red Sox, the Orioles and the Reds, it seems like they have just an endless stream of prospects coming up every week. So that tells you they probably have a ton of guys who they could trade and not think it's really going to impact them long term. So they're in really good positions to make that like big move. But do they have the balls?
Yeah, well, and for Cincinnati, well, I mean, they got what? Who's ahead of them? The Marlins are ahead of them, and then they've got to worry.
That's it.
Yeah, and then they've got to worry about the
Phillies D-backs.
Well, no, I was saying teams outside of, because it's only Miami ahead of them in terms of 2 teams that are all the way out of the wild card picture, right? Because Philly's the 3rd team, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so then Milwaukee is the other team that they got to worry about. They're trying to catch and clear Miami to be right on the outside of that wild card spot, jockeying with the Phillies or the Diamondbacks. But then the divisional aspect of it is you're chasing Milwaukee, who's already got, or not already got, but they're 2-game lead, whatever, in the division.
What's the easier path if you're the Reds? They've lost 6 fucking straight games. And
I would still think that the path is the division, because you're going to play games against these teams. Was it like, do they finish with the Brewers? Why do I think that? Because the path through the division, you just gives you the whole, to quote Aaron Boone, puts you in a position where you control your own destiny, so to speak. You know?
Yeah.
And
the only
that's
last
how you're
place
thinking
team
about
to
it.
ever control their own destiny. They close out with the Cardinals.
Currently, Cardinals?
Currently, Fangraphs gives them a much better chance of winning the division than the wild card.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the division, and honestly, when you think about how close things are, they are 3 out of the wild card. 3 out, 2.5, 3 out of the division. But only one of those scenarios has you competing against one other team. The wild card has you competing against multiple.
Well, they play the Brewers again next week. They got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Milwaukee.
And will that be their, and is that their last meeting?
I believe it is.
Because if that's their last meeting.
It is.
Yeah, July, 24th, 25th, 26th?
Yeah. Yep.
And then from there,
that's it.
They don't play again. So if you're going to handle business right now, so you could honestly say that this is one of the biggest series coming up for the Cincinnati Reds against the Milwaukee Brewers. If you were going to close the gap directly between you and them, you got 3 games to do so. And we're talking about 2.5, 3 games worth of separation right now. So you have to win those, create a clean slate, and then it's just about playing better baseball than them to the end of the season. And that's where you can start to look at scheduling and who's got it easier, who's got a lighter schedule. Talking about the division again, this is a division that's just willing to fucking roll over and get tickled for anybody.
Well, so you know what I was thinking the other day was I don't even notice the pitch clock anymore. I
noticed it last night.
It's not even why.
Because we had a violation.
Oh, I didn't even notice the violation. I don't notice the pitch clock anymore. We notice the bigger bags because, you know, you get Ronnie going for 40-80 this year. But the schedule, I feel like to notice that, like this is probably the time of the year where we're going to notice it when you've got a division race in the NL Central and we're talking about on July 24th, the 2 top teams in that division, this is the last time that they're going to play against each other. Do you, at this point, like the new schedule where it's more balanced and, you know, you're going to get to have your superstars travel all over and, you know, we've got Mookie Betts coming to Fenway this year and, you know, Shohei Ohtani's in all these different ballparks? Or would you like to have scrolled down on that schedule and see like, oh, fuck, like the last 3 games of the year, we've got Reds, Brewers, and that's probably going to be for all the marbles.
I am always here to make sure that more eyeballs on the game, the better. And if that means bringing people into contact with players they were never going to see outside of a highlight, then I'm here for that. And this is the understanding of the give and take that scheduling requires. You have to know that something like this, as far as competitive excitement, very well may take a hit, so to speak, but it's in the interest of making sure that the folks on the West Coast get all of the Aaron Judge they possibly can, and that the folks on the East Coast in the middle of the country get all of the Shohei Ohtani they can. So I get that. I appreciate that. I'm here for that. The scheduling aspect, though, it's not as a big of a loss for me. Like I'm not terribly disappointed that the Brewers and the Reds aren't going to be playing the final 3 games of the season against each other.
I'll wait to see how I feel about that particular part because I do think we risk potentially missing some cool divisional battles at the end of the season that maybe we had taken for granted. I'm not open arms about that kind of stuff though because I understand the positives that you laid out. What I'm more interested to see medium or longer term is whether they being Major League Baseball are setting us up to dissolve divisions, basically, because if you don't, and maybe leagues too at some point, but like if there's no weight to the schedule, then what really is the point of the divisions? They're just kind of artificial constraints at that point. And to me, even then you add in a secondary level that could be a little unfair, which is that like, yes, you're not playing people in your division more often. So like if you're in a really hard division, maybe that helps some of these teams, but like you're also still competing against those teams to win the division. And like, if you are playing them the same number of times as everybody else, like why should you subject yourself to the luck of like, well, I play in a division that has an 83 game winner winning it, or I play in a division where every year it's fucking 102 wins to win the division and I just happen to be here. Like I feel like that's where we're ultimately headed with this schedule, and this is the first shift to get us there.
Condensing the schedule, shifting the schedule also starts to take away from teams' ability or multiple teams' abilities, teams in the Central, if you will, to just kind of coast through a season without having to make a large financial commitment one way or the other to winning. kind of like we're talking about with these three intriguing teams. Are these teams that have ever set a precedent before to try to make these moves in a spot like this? Or are these teams that are more likely to just kind of be happy to be here and try their luck with what they have? And I think that's something that divisional play brings to the table that condensing could potentially remove, but that's all part of, the competitive balance that you're trying to maintain.
We'll see. Dallas, you only have 10 minutes left because you mentioned in private how you didn't want to miss the free breakfast. What is that today?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you said
I'm
you were
still
going
a
to go
little
get
full. I'm still a little full. I pounded a fucking bushel of tangerines on the way home from the ball game last night. Yeah, it was fucking incredible. Yeah, vitamins. I am vitamin C'd out of my tits right now. It's something to behold. Yeah, like
that's good.
I don't even need to wear socks because I essentially have like tangerine rind starting to form around my feet already. That's how quick that took place.
That's cool.
Yeah, what do you got?
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
and I got a fucking discount. I'm getting a discount on Tangies as well. Believe that?
Yeah.
Believe that? You never knew that 10 cents
You got
an
a
LB
Tangy
would go
man?
so. That's
You got a
right,
Tangy man?
The Tangy Man can. The Tangy Man can. He makes the world go around. Fuck them socks and fuck them starving ass kids. The Tangy Man can.
Why do you hate the Red Sox so much? I thought we were allies.
I told you the Red Sox are my favorite team once the A's are done playing regular season baseball.
You just said fuck them, though, 2 seconds ago.
Well, that's just part of the song, dude. I didn't write the song. I'm just fucking singing the song.
Got it.
My bad.
Did you see what Spencer Torkelson said?
Whoa, what's old Torque got?
So it looked like Jordan Lyles had some sticky stuff on his wrist, on the inside of his wrist. And the picture was kind of going a little viral on Twitter. And then after the game, he got asked about it. Spencer Torkelson said, he's 1-11. You can have it. Take it.
Yo, that's ice cold from a dude whose OPS is like 400 too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, yeah. I guess
awesome.
the response
Good
to that
for
is,
him.
all right, I'll take this. And Torque, why don't you grab a second bat and let's see who fucking ends up winning this thing. Oh, Torque. I love it. I love it, though. I love it, See, that's where, in baseball, you can talk that kind of shit because ultimately what you don't want to have happen is you start to get into that, well, look at your fucking numbers. Like, because that's like, all right, well, am I just not allowed to say anything now? Now I can't, I can't have I can't have a line. I can't have a comeback. I can't have a whatever. It's tough. That's what you try to avoid is just instantly going for the throat because that's what that is. Like, oh yeah, cool. I can use all this sticky stuff. What's your career earnings like, huh? How about that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all right. You got me.
Yeah. Dallas, before you go, we're not going to say too much right now, but Joseph has unearthed some wildly incriminating audio in regards to your hatred for Bob Guerin, and it's basically a stone cold fact. It's indisputable. It's indisputable audio evidence with a visual aid that definitively proves that you hate Bob Guerin.
I don't believe that in the least.
Dallas, I saw it. I saw the video.
If Joey has edited this video already, then there's a
nope. Dallas, let me just say this right now.
Joey, let me ask you a question. Is a family ever something that you thought about having in the future?
I don't see that why that's relevant.
Yeah. See how much
What is that?
he's afraid of Bob Guerin. Like, what did this guy
Is
do?
this,
Is that an intimidation factor?
No, I was just asking.
a
Just
threat?
asking. Just
Yeah.
asking. You know, I don't want the quality of your videos to start to downgrade because you're thinking about a family. You know, I don't. That's something I'd hate to see happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Doesn't sound like me.
That doesn't sound like yeah.
I'd hate for you to fall asleep while smoking a cigarette in your house. You know, that would be god awful. Only for some punk 100 years later to just completely desecrate everything that you've brought to this world. That would be god awful, Joey.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is there game footage? Is there game footage involved in this video?
I wouldn't say game footage, but there's footage. There is willingly participated in footage. There's nothing nefarious about it. But it's a find. It's a find. And boy, is it damning for this case, this case against you and why you hate Bob Guerin so much.
I don't think so. I think
I
we'll
know
be
so.
all right.
I know so. So
I warned him. I said, hey, Dallas, you can come clean right here. I won't tell anyone. Just come clean. Tell me. I have this video. I know why you hate Bob Guerin. Just come clean. He said, no, it's not real. I like Bob Guerin. I said,
yeah.
You sure about that?
I mean, I'm
You
I'm
sure about
intrigued.
that?
I'm intrigued.
Oh man, I was intrigued as well. When I saw it, I was like, wow, I don't remember that. But I was probably just spaced out. Because when I saw the video, it wasn't the first time apparently that I had heard the audio, but I guess I didn't remember it. Kind of like you don't apparently remember your hatred for Bob Guerin.
In the world of AI, there's no telling what young Joseph has cooked
deep
up.
fakes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Was that a
I'm
question
on
that
to
was
him.
asked in your interview, Dallas? Like, did Joseph ask you about your hatred for Bob Guerin?
I believe it may have been briefly touched upon.
Mm-hmm. And you chose to lie to him.
I chose to tell the truth, just like I always have.
Mm. Yeah. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
And the truth will see the light. I'm looking forward to seeing the full edit. Maybe like that's one of those things where like, you know how they'll do like a hit piece on someone, they'll interview you for like 45 minutes, but then they'll just use like 2 minutes of what they really wanted to talk to you about. Joey went all the way to fucking Oakland to talk to Dallas for an hour just for 2 minutes to ask him about Bob Guerin, because his next video is really just an expose on the beef between Bob Guerin and Dallas Braden. That's what the video's about. Like Dallas was dumb enough to think that like that this was like a Dallas Braden, this is your life. And it's like, no. This is a hit piece, brother.
Yeah. I already got my flight to LA next week. Hit his side of the story. He's willing to participate.
Yeah, that's
I
a
can't wait to
fucking
hear it.
Bob guarantee.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, Dallas. Thanks for joining us here today, and enjoy the ass whipping that you're about to get in a couple hours.
Oh, it's not going to happen. I hope you are fucking.
You're not even gonna play I want to fucking hear the video of Dallas's fucking story about why he doesn't like Bob Guerin.
Oh, you want me to play it, Joe?
right now?
Oh,
I don't give a shit. I mean, it's not gonna be in the video.
Oh,
If we're waiting for that.
Let's play it then before
It's
Dallas
way
leaves.
too, I don't want to go that
Yeah,
far.
do you want-
You know? We'll get
All right, here we go.
demonetized
Okay,
because
this is
it's
Dallas Braden on why he hates Bob Guerin.
It's like throwback day. We're wearing our 70s jerseys, I think. And I have my afro picked out. I'm actually in the clubhouses or the clubby's office, and I'm heading out. Billy Bean walks into the office and he's like, "Oh, D, the fro picked out. Love it." And so I'm like, "Yeah, good shit." And I roll down. I'm on the bullpen bag. So I've got to get down there early. So I've packed the snack bag, take the bullpen bag down. And like, I've got my hair picked out, my hat just fucking, in my back pocket, hair is banging, people loving it. And I get a phone call. And just listen to how this sounds. I get a phone call down in the bullpen on the bullpen phone before the national anthem from our manager, Bob Guerin at the time. And the phone rings. The bullpen coach just looks at me, like hands me the phone. He's like, "Hey, it's for you." And I'm like,
That's a bad sign.
No, this isn't for me. This isn't good. This is not good at all. And he goes, hey, did you put that fucking hat on your head if you want to see the mound today? Sound good? And I was like, sounds great.
Sounds great.
But I was so pissed because I was like, damn, the GM just
Bean
loved
liked it.
Billy
Yeah.
loved it.
We just saw Billy earlier.
Hey, Bob, could you go talk to Billy real
Right?
quick?
Like, let's go.
I mean,
Come
I'll
on,
put the
man.
hat on, but you just check with Billy.
I felt like the little kid who's like, arguing with his parents, like, but dad said it was fine. What do you mean? Yeah. Not happy about
Coco,
it. It was like,
wow. So Bob Guerin told you couldn't wear an afro wig, and that's why you hate him.
not an afro wig. It was my actual fucking wig. It was my hair.
I'm sorry?
What don't you understand about that? I grew an afro.
Oh, okay.
So it's my actual hair. It's not a
And
wig.
Bob
It's not like I was
Guerin-
being a fucking clown. I looked like a clown, but I was not. It was my real fucking hair. Like, what do you mean take it off? I can't fucking take it off. It's mine.
Wait, Jared, you listened to that audio and thought that they were talking about a wig?
Well, didn't they
You
say
see-
it was like
do
70s
people see what
retro?
I'm dealing with? Yeah,
No.
70s uni retro. So I picked out my hair.
Okay, all right. So what did they have in the fucking 70s? They had afros. That was the 70s. They had perms and afros. That's very
Yeah, and
confusing.
so-
I'm definitely not the only
because-
person. Jake, did you think it was a wig?
I thought it could have been a wig. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake
Yeah, it's
did
the,
not.
Stop.
it's the 70s.
Jake,
If you have,
Jake,
if you have a
Come on.
some
no,
level
no.
of integrity here.
no.
It's not even about the Red Sox.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
about
no.
Jared.
No. If you're gonna buy a 70s Halloween costume, guess what that's coming with? An afro wig. It is.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
Not
it is.
necessarily.
I'll Google it
No.
right now. Yep. 70s Halloween costume.
Oh.
See what it comes
Oh,
with.
look, comes with a
Oh,
wig.
look, the first one, a huge fucking afro wig. Look at that. They
Wig
all have
included.
afro wigs. Yeah.
It was my wig, as in my own natural
Okay,
DNA.
but you can
Me.
understand when you say 70s retro day, why I
Joe,
would
send
assume
him the
that
photo
in
so he's got
No,
context.
I'm correct. Fuck you guys. I don't know. That's like 2 out of the last 3 episodes. You guys are trying to make me feel stupid when I'm right. Like I'm right.
No,
I just Googled it.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
well, fuck, it's on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah. 70s Halloween costume. Has an afro wig.
You're wrong. The take-home message here is, bitch, don't kill my vibe. That's the
Take home
take-home
message here is that you hate Bob
Mhm.
Guerin. And it's
No,
in your
it's-
words.
And that's only one
Well,
little
can
glimpse.
you blame him? That was kind of discriminatory. He won't let him wear his natural hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of fucking, you know.
Yep. And Joe, I mean, if Joey would have done a real good deep dive, if he would have, if he had any sort of journalistic integrity, there's other evidence out there as to why I might harbor some feelings.
Mm.
But I mean, that's probably
No, I
that's
don't
big
have
league
any
journo type
journalistic
stuff. I don't
integrity.
know that that's Joe's wheelhouse.
We're gonna dig on that. We're gonna get
Yeah.
more.
Well, I'm on the hunt, brother.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. All right, Dallas.
We'll
I'll
see.
find it.
All right,
Good luck
I gotta
today.
go.
All right.
Yeah, good.
See ya.
Jake,
Yeah, good luck, little buddy.
I'll be seeing you on the side of the road slinging them fucking tangies, homie. 2 bushels. 2 bushels.
Good luck.
No
luck,
fucking
little buddy.
luck necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me fucking
Yeah, that's where we're at.
sit back
if
down
you
for
want
this.
to come see Red Sox A's today, plenty of good seats still available at the Coliseum. Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets to all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun that you'll have. Head on out to the Coliseum today. Let me let's see. I got the Game Time app right now. Let's see what seats are going for today. Let's see.
I want to sit in the Diamond Club.
The Diamond Club? Yeah, you can get there's
Yeah.
tickets as low as $8. Plenty of seats. $11, the best deal. Like, let's see. Let's get some. You can sit right behind home plate for $23 on the Game Time app right now. And this is like right before the game. Wow. Head on down, use the Game Time app. Forget planning for months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Get images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you're set. Tickets sent directly to your phone so you never have to dig through your email. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code Jared, Jared, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code Jared for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. You guys are idiots for thinking that wasn't a wig. First of all, the number one piece here, Dallas is bald. Why would he have a natural afro?
His hair is curly, and he
Out the
used
bottom,
to have hair.
Dallas Braden
You're thinking,
has the
but think
same-
about his playing days.
I'm thinking about his playing days. Dallas Braden has the same fucking hairstyle as Hulk Hogan. It's just fucking on the side of his head, and it comes down. There's nothing.
That's all you need,
there's
brother.
nothing
That's all you
happening
need.
right here. He's got the
Right.
Hulk Hogan special.
He's got a hat.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a
Yeah, but
hat,
I've seen him
it doesn't
without a
matter.
hat on.
That's what I'm saying. If you're pitching in a game, you have a hat
Dallas
on,
Braden
so you
has
can
the fucking
out.
horseshoe.
I'm not suggesting
bald
that it
spot
was
on
a
top of his head.
perfect sphere of a fro. I'm
Yeah.
saying that it was. He had more hair then than he has now, for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking like 15. What was it? How many years ago are we talking now? 15 years ago?
Yeah, close
20,
to it.
13 years,
Wait.
call it.
All right. Well,
It's not
You
that it
know,
was ever a good
hairlines
situation,
change.
though.
You know what's that?
I said it's not that his hair was never a good situation.
No. Obviously, no. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
No, it's vile. It's terrible. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't more of it previously.
You know,
yeah.
what are those dogs called? Like they're something doodles, golden doodles. It looks like his hair looks like a golden doodle got their back shaved off and then super glued in the shape of Hulk Hogan's hairstyle. That's what Dallas Braden's hair looks like.
That's probably why Bob Guerin had a problem with it. Like, I can't let you do this. I can't let you do this to yourself.
Yeah, the more I think about it out loud, the more I'm kind of on Bob Guerin's side in all this.
Yeah. Plus, Dallas was probably just some fucking smart ass all the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I haven't really thought about that, whose side I should be taking in all of
Yeah.
this. Maybe it should be Bob Guerin's.
It is Bob Guerin's. Unequivocally, it's Bob Guerin's.
I've never met him. We'll see how he treats me.
I mean, he's probably. I mean, he listens to the show because imagine
Yes.
Imagine one of the biggest, like you managed in Major League Baseball 15 years ago, and there's just one baseball podcast that slanders you all the time.
Well, it's mostly one man slandering and a couple of others really trying to push Bob Guerin as a brand, I think.
He is a brand.
I mean, starting with Joey pushing the whole concept of him taking over in St. Louis at the beginning of the year, and then the whole Bob guarantee, kind of viral sensation that people love.
Yeah.
That's ongoing, obviously, but
Correct.
that's just kind of its own thing now. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just it's like 2/3 good, 1/3 slander.
Yeah, there's not I Bob guarantee you that there is not another baseball podcast in the world that gave a manager of the year vote to Bob Guerin coming into 2023.
I would go further and say that there is not also another baseball podcast that has mentioned Bob Guerin one time this year, other than us. This is 100% of his mentions, and for that, I mean, that's how you know he's a listener, because somebody
Right.
has put it in front of him and been like, Bob, this is your podcast.
Right.
And now he's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like the Walt Disney of baseball is dead. He fucking runs the damn show.
Yeah. Got to tip your cap. The guy knows how to stay in the headlines. Give him that.
He really does. He's got staying power. He absolutely has staying power. And it's hard to come across that in today's world. The Braves brought back Travis d'Arnaud again. Joe?
$8 million. Yeah, $8 million.
What's up with
It's a
that?
good deal. I feel like he could probably get more than that on the free market. I think I'm starting to think the Braves are cheating.
They just have brainwash
And
technology.
that, something, dude. They got some backdoor deals like, hey, I think now they're going to let people buy stock of the team. Maybe they're, giving out some freaking stock options.
Ooh.
They got a good investment portfolio.
Great broadcast call last night. Oh, yeah. I don't want to bring it. Now that Dallas isn't here, we can talk about it. Did you see that they ranked the fucking A's broadcast 29th on the awful announcing thing?
I didn't even see that they ranked broadcasts.
Oh, yeah. Every year they rank broadcasts. And I think the Mets did really well. The Padres, I think, were third. The White Sox did really well. The Red Sox were like middle of the pack. It's almost like, because it's voted upon by the fans. In Dallas's defense, I think it's voted on by the fans. And when fans are angry at their own team, they're going to be like, fuck our broadcast. It was almost like a reflection of how good the teams were.
Well,
yeah,
let's
it was
also
weird.
be
It was a
fair.
weird. No say, because that's probably definitely it. Their freaking other announcer said the N word Lido on air. That probably hurt their
That's what I was going to
chances
get at.
in getting good rating.
You get a 1-year ding.
And then also the
I would assume
response
for that.
A lot of the fans were probably pissed they even fired him. So they're like, yeah, fuck that. Like, we're gonna rank him.
Well,
up.
yeah, I'm sure that they're.
Sorry,
yes,
Dal.
yes.
I mean,
those are all factors, but I'm just saying some of the other broadcasts at the bottom were bad teams, and then some of the broadcasts at the top were good teams.
Well, so if I'm doing this quickly, but it says that I'm reading the article now, and it's the comments, not like the fan comments, but the actual blurb of the article for the A's says the A's broadcast team generally ranked pretty high, but this season has been a disaster. And then they go on to detail lots of things.
Why? What happened?
Well, none of which are related to our friend Dallas Braden, but their previous grades were 6, 7, 11, 11, and 9, according to what they're listing here. So I think, I'm not looking to give Dallas a pass, of course, but I do think we can chalk this one up to what you said, basically fan resentment.
Yeah.
In the 2023 season specifically.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it's layered.
And that other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely layered as it pertains to why fans would have a negative connotation to the A's broadcast. I think, first and foremost, it starts with all the Bob Guerin supporters out there that are trying to be like, what the fuck, man? Like, I feel like this is the year that they kind of saw the light in terms of the Dallas Bob Guerin beef. But yeah, 29th, that is a strong statement. Sank them all the way to the bottom.
Who got last?
I've seen the Giant. It's got to be the Tigers, right? They're always bad.
Tigers,
the Nats?
So bad.
Tigers are usually really... No, the Nats are 28th. Let's see. Yeah, Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers
there you go.
Is a snooze fest, dude.
Yeah,
the guy in the booth, I don't even know who it is. But it's just like, fly ball.
I wonder. So obviously Kruko and Kuiper in San Francisco, that the San Francisco overall package ranked number 1. Mm-hmm. And Dave Fleming is there, and it's other guys other than Kuiper and Kruko. But I wonder to what extent, like, there's a generation of people who love the Giants broadcast because of MVP baseball.
Oh yeah,
100%. And they have John Miller from baseball or whatever, Sunday Night Baseball, and those are just like nostalgic ass voices. When you hear that, you're like, damn, this brings me back, dude.
Yeah, I think Miller only does radio now, but to your point, like when I that voice gives me chills and makes me think of my childhood. And then listening to Kruko and Kuiper makes me think of when I played MVP baseball. And like, they're good on their own right, but like those two together, I'm like, wow, man, this is a time and a place. And like, this makes me feel really good about the broadcast. I'm sure that's only X percentage of people listening, but like, it's certainly relevant for people our age or our general age group. I know it spans like 13 years, but like, I think it's relevant. I think MVP it plays a factor.
Those are some of the happiest moments of my life. I remember it must have been the summer of 2009, I want to say. Summer of 2009. A bunch of my friends, we rented a house up in New Hampshire. And it was like right on like this like river lake type deal. And like everyone, like they set up like tables outside. Like we're playing pink fucking beer pong outside in the yard. The entire week, I just sat in the basement and played MVP baseball by myself. I was like, that is my idea of a vacation. You guys can go outside, have your little fucking darties, bro. Fucking darty time. I literally sat in the basement with the shades down for a week straight playing MVP baseball by myself. Sometimes, occasionally, someone would come back in, be like, "Oh yeah, I'll play against you," and I'm like, fine, whatever. But for the rest of the time, I was just like in like franchise mode. I was the Padres. It's like we just built this team. I remember when I had a custom player on my team, Jack Ruby, and he was just a fucking monster. Jack Ruby was I think he like broke Roger Maris's home run record, and man, those are good times. MVP baseball is where it's at.
Did your home phone get lots of calls from Roger Maris Jr. when Jack Ruby when Jack Ruby did that?
Yeah. I mean, it was quite the summer. It's quite the vacation. It's the last time that I felt alive was probably around that time. Good times. You ever play? I feel like, Joe, that's like before your time. You play MVP 05?
No, I grew up on that, bruh. GameCube. Probably one of the first video game experiences I had was that game. Yeah, as a little kid.
They had MVP 05 for GameCube.
Yep. Look it up.
Look
John
it
Dowd.
up. Yeah.
Hit bombs.
Jake,
I played so much.
Hours, literally hours.
Yeah, days, maybe weeks.
Yeah,
worth of time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you didn't play MVP 05 in like a franchise mode to the point where your team and the rest of the league were computer generated names, like every active major leaguer in the game had retired, you're just not doing it right. That's the only way to do it.
Freshman year of college, me and my three people, well, two people I lived with and one guy who lived close, we did a franchise with the Rockies, and everybody took like a certain number of batters in the 9-man lineup, and then we rotated innings pitched. So, you know, you're going to take the second, sixth or whatever. And it got to the point where, well, you needed to have at least 3 of the people together to play one of the franchise games. And one of the guys was kind of mentally fragile and had to be banned from pitching the 9th inning because he kept melting down with everybody watching him and blowing games for us. So he was relegated. It was like a real bullpen. It was like, all right, dude, we're going to stack this so that you just pitch the 7th inning, and then you can go sit in your room or whatever, like do whatever. It was great though. Those are great memories.
Yeah, you don't have what it takes to be the closer, dude.
I mean, that really was what it was. And he was like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
It wasn't like he wasn't fighting it. Yeah. He was like, you know what? It's good to have me in a lower leverage role.
Like, I know my strengths.
Yeah.
And,
you guys are better. Like, let's put you guys in the spots to succeed.
Were you just like playing on expert?
What do you mean?
Like the difficulty?
Oh, yeah. Whatever. It was like MVP was the highest setting, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We were playing on that, and we would always start on that. And so every time we would get like, we didn't play the same 4 of us all together, but like I think I played for 2 or 3 years, like like the next edition or whatever, or the next season you'd start on MVP and it would always be harder. Right. And you'd be like, fuck, like I gotta, and so there'd be that adjustment period. Yeah. That's where champions are born, man.
It is.
A lot of MVP time in college.
How many chips did the Rockies win?
I mean, we played a full 162 game season plus the postseason in our freshman year. I don't think we ran back that franchise for a sec. Because honestly, think about what we're talking about here. Like, if you're going to require 3 people to be together to play 162 games, there are only like the school year is only 200 and something days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lot of play. But we won the chip, of course.
We won the chip.
Yeah. And then played. I mean, we played for the rest of college, like many other franchises, and many, many more hours of playing. But that was the first one, and obviously very memorable. I think that was 04. It was MVP 04 and 05 were the 2 years, right?
05. I mean, like I think 03 was what, Randy Johnson.
Yeah. So it was the one. It was like Pujols. Wasn't Pujols 04?
Manny was 05.
Yeah. So I think 04 was the first year, or 03, whatever. It doesn't matter. 03, 04, 05 was probably the years that we played. God, those just revolutionized the game.
Yeah, let me see. Did you ever play MVP NCAA?
Yeah, that was great at the time. I couldn't develop the same connection to the game because I didn't care about the players, right? Like part of the fun of MVP or any sports game is playing with the stars of the game. Like the concept of MVP or NCAA rather was very cool. And like you could do the metal bats and stuff like that. And it just had a different feel, sort of like NCAA football had a different feel to Madden, but I don't know. Like it was fine. It just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I agree. Pujols was 04.
Yeah, there you go. Great soundtracks too.
Oh, always. That's one of the first things that people mention when they talk about MVP. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I still have like.
There's probably.
I'm so bad with music, but I still have songs that like come up on my phone when I'm running that are from like originally from the MVP soundtrack. As in far as my awareness, originally from the MVP soundtrack. Like that's durable.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Dude, these are all so fire.
Yeah.
And just because I listened to them a billion times. This was one of the best. That one would play all the time at the beginning.
Really,
this was on there. Oh yeah. This is a great song. Yeah. What song is this? Oh yeah. I hate this song, but it is the opening.
Yeah, it's.
I used to love this shit. I didn't even like the Red Sox, but this one got me.
Oh yeah, this was in there too. Yeah. These are all in the soundtrack. I don't remember this song. What song am I thinking of when it's
I don't recognize these from the soundtracks.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
This song, I was like, yeah, I'm playing MVP again. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. What a fucking great soundtrack. Wow. Wow. Why can't I think that there's one song that I can't find? I'll find it. That brought back so many good feelings in my brains. Jake, did you play MVP?
Yeah, I played on GameCube.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There you go. You're not a gamer, brother. Fake gamer.
No, I just
Probably never even
didn't
played.
play. I didn't play on GameCube. I didn't even own a GameCube.
GameSpear? What do you had on GameSpear, bud? Let's be
Bud.
real, man. You never played it.
You're bad. No, I was a PlayStation guy for a long time. Then I finally got an Xbox. But I would still say I'm a PlayStation guy, even though I've had Xbox 360 and Xbox fucking what's the other one?
Xbox One.
One. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a PlayStation guy through and through. I'm also a knockaround guy through and through because summer's in full swing and you need a pair of great shades that you don't have to baby. Knockaround Sunglasses is the go-to for quality polarized shades that won't break the bank. Plus, they just released their first 9 teams, the official MLB collection, including the Red Sox and Yankees, as well as official U.S. women's soccer team sunglasses. So you can add a little something extra to your game day outfit in time for this summer's big matches. Don't be the person that's squinting into the sun or worried about getting sand on their overpriced sunglasses. Check out knockaround.com for great looking polarized shades starting at just $28. Joseph, your new YouTube video is out. It's about Trevor Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
They love him in Japan.
They do. They love him in Japan. They don't like him as much in America. A lot of people still do love him. They got his back. It's a controversial subject, you know. Comments are wild. People go crazy. It is what it is. Honestly, I would rather make videos about other things personally because you get a lot of fucking shit talking about Trev. But I think it's very interesting. The dynamic of going to a different country and then totally being accepted when, you know, they have kind of the same information we have here. But it kind of like, because, you know, you read the articles, it's like Trevor, in America, at least, like Trevor Bauer, you know, gets sent down. Trevor Bauer gets blown up. Trevor Bauer freaks out on his teammates. And then it's like a bunch of shit talking people in the comments. But in Japan, like all these instances, people got his back. Fans love this shit. Like he's really adored there.
That is interesting. Like I follow Rachel Luba on Instagram, and I saw that they're at the All-Star game, and he made the All-Star team. And this is the last update that we got was, man, he was so bad that he got sent down to the minors and yada yada. But wasn't it that there was like a weather incident and that he asked to go down to the minors so he didn't have to miss his start, and that's why he was down there? Something like that?
Yeah. Apparently he was gonna have like 11 days of rest, so he wanted to go down to the minors. So that's saying he got sent down because of a bad performance is misleading. Now, I will say, if he didn't get shelled the start before, would he still have gone down in that 11 days? I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, I guess it's a little misleading to say he got sent down for being shit when he kind of sent himself down.
What is
he did have a terrible ERA after like 3 starts and then went to the minors.
Yeah. What has the response been so far? Is it still mostly like fuck this guy?
In the YouTube comments itself, it's Trevor Bauer is completely innocent, got blackballed by MLB because he used sticky stuff and fought the league, so they're banning him because of that, and it's like a big conspiracy. That's YouTube comments. Yeah, I don't know what the whole public, like, it's tough to get like a real vibe. Like if you polled everyone's opinion on Trevor Bauer, I don't know what his disapproval rate would be. I would say it's probably the lowest in the league, but I'd still say it's probably closer to 50-50. You know, like he still has ride or die people following him.
Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah, I feel like in terms of the places that people congregate to talk about topics. Like it's definitely between it's places that I don't normally go. Like I'm more of a Reddit, Twitter guy, but I feel like Facebook and YouTube are probably the worst places for any type of discourse.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you posted my Trevor Bauer video on Reddit, I don't know if someone has. I mean, everyone's getting like, this is like fucking defending him the whole time, and that I'm a fucking Trevor Bauer. I'm sucking his dick because I'm saying like he did good. But if I post it on YouTube, I'll get comments like, you're going to get sued for slander because you're just fucking shitting on Trevor Bauer the whole time. Like, yeah, Twitter and Reddit hate Trevor Bauer a lot more than like a YouTube comment would for whatever, however that fuck. I don't know why.
Yeah. I did also notice that you're now forward facing in your ad reads on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
This was something that was unheard of a couple of years ago.
Well, certain brands, they want you to show your face, and you got to show your face.
Well, now you're a global superstar. You're a podcast and YouTuber at the same time.
Podcast, YouTuber, TikToker. I'm on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, find me. You can't avoid me, brother.
Yeah, I feel like you just have this.
I'm at the Coliseum. Come on.
Spot.
I'm in the Disarm vlog. Come on, brother. I was with Philly Captain like a month ago. I was in his vlog. I know you guys checking up on the Philly Captain. So yeah, global superstar.
So, you made it in the Disarm video?
Yeah, they were at the Coliseum the day I was, like randomly. I was like, oh shit, what's up? Hung out. Cool guys.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, so you made it in there after me, is what you're saying.
Were you in it too?
Not that video in particular. I was in the Max Clark video.
Get us, brother. We're famous.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jake, any final thoughts? Jake's takes?
No, I'm just excited for Brian Bayo to shove it up Dallas's ass.
Yeah, me too. That's gonna be great. I think he kind of like forgot to consider that when he said that the A's were going to win today, that they were going up against Brian Bayo. So it's pretty much an automatic win. Jay, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just a few quick nugs. Austin, we talked about Austin Riley. He's the first third baseman in Braves history to have 7+ RBI in a game. Plenty of other people have done it, but no one who was playing third base at the time. Francisco Alvarez, 2 home runs last night. He's now got 7 home runs and an OPS approaching 1,400 over his last 11 games, and an 837 OPS overall on the season in 238 plate appearances. So I think kind of a lot of great rookies playing this season. So I think he's flown under the radar a little bit, but could still be a difference maker offensively. I tweeted this, but it just blows my mind. So I want to say it on the podcast too. We've been waiting for the Padres to do whatever the Padres were supposed to do. So we talked about Blake Snell on the last podcast about how great he's been. Joe Musgrove has also been like red hot. Basically, Snell has been the only pitcher better in baseball in a lot of ways over the last 2 months. Musgrove had a 6.75 ERA in his first 5 starts, a 1.76 over his last 10. If you look at what those two have done from May 25th to the present, they have given the Padres 119 1/3 innings of 1.21 ERA baseball, along with 152 strikeouts and 119 innings. And the Padres are the exact same number of games under 500 as they were on May 24th. So despite getting that high-end production that we were talking about, it's made absolutely no difference. And they're further back in both the wild card and the division than they were at the time on May 24th as well. So probably just too fucking late for them, as I think we've noticed or noted. Shout out to the Nats bullpen. 14 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings yesterday against the Cubs. That is really hard. In fact, Paolo Espino became the first pitcher in Nats history to allow 8 earned runs while facing 10 or fewer batters in the game. So congratulations to him. Probably not the recognition he thought he was going to get entering the game, but we don't get to pick what makes us legends sometimes, so good deal there. And then finally, 2 things to look at for today, pitch type stuff that I'm interested in. Carlos Rodon is on the bump for his 3rd start since coming back from the injured list. The whiff rate on his four-seamer is about half of what it was from 21 to 22. That's obviously a huge pitch for him. It was 28% across those 2 seasons. It's 16% right now. Interested to see the velocity's there, but interested to see what's going on with that. And then Justin Verlander also pitching his curveball. He's allowed 16 hits in 224 pitches this season. He allowed 16 hits in 491 curveballs thrown last season. So has not been the same effectiveness this year. We'll see how it goes today. That's all from me.
My Aaron Judge, Mike Trout comparison tweet has 205 replies in an hour. People love it. People love the take. This is a great take. So we're up to 75 quote tweets. I think a lot of people, if there's one thing about people on Twitter, it's that they always get the joke. Some of the smartest people are Twitter reply guys. Those are some of the most intelligent people on the internet. So it's just, when I threw that tweet out there, I knew for a fact, I was like, this is going to land even with like the lowest of IQ people. And it has. It's still landing. It's like a plane on a 15-mile runway. It landed and it is still landing. We'll be back tomorrow. Excited for that. So yeah, enjoy the slate tonight. What do we got? What else besides Rodon is going on tonight? We've got that Dodgers Orioles series. Definitely that wraps up. Oh, it's already fucking delayed. That's good. Verlander. Okay. See if he can get back on track. Luis Castillo. All right. Eddie Rodriguez. I saw some scouts. A lot of scouts will be watching Eddie Rodriguez's start against the Royals today because you'll definitely get a lot out of that. Seeing him carve up that vaunted Royals lineup. All right. A lot of day games. Enjoy the day games today, folks, if you're fortunate enough to be able to take those in. And we will see you tomorrow.
Oh, we go.